Hello and welcome to this week's live timeline session. This one is pretty exciting, as always, because this is actually the last of our sort of mastering the fundamentals section of the book. The next generation clarinet method, well, actually first let me explain what this is all about for people who don't know. So I wrote a method book, the next generation clarinet method. As part of that method book, there's these timelines that sort of guide you through for your specific level and tell you do this exercise with this focus, and then do this next exercise and next exercise to help you to implement the book for your specific skill, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced player. I'm going live each Monday to go through the intermediate timeline sessions to sort of share with you what the book's all about. For people who already own the book, show you how to get the most out of the sessions, and so on. So today is exciting because the book is laid out in sort of going over information about how to actually play, warm-up exercises to master those fundamentals and get good at the clarinet. And then the third section of the book is applying that good playing to specific musical examples. So today is the last of the sort of warm-up mastering the fundamentals section before we get into applying it to music, which I'm excited about because it's a good section. All of them are good sections. The other thing is I want to say sorry for being a little bit late. I was a few minutes late because I was working on practicing my presentation that I'm going to be doing this Saturday for a live free training. This is called Fixing Your Clarinet Problems is the name of the training. You can go to quickstartclarinet.com/solutions. And sorry, I forgot to put that in the description because I was running a little late. So again, quickstartclarinet.com/solutions to get registered for that free training. It's going to be a really good one. Like I said, I just went through a practice run through of the presentation for my wife. She's experienced a lot of practice presentations of mine over the years, and she was by far the most impressed with this one. So if that gives you any hint, you can trust her that it's going to be a really, really good training session, completely free. Go to quickstartclarinet.com/solutions to get registered. It's this Saturday. Even if you can't make it live, still register, and then you can get the replay and all of that good stuff, and it's going to be a really good time. So I look forward to seeing you all this Saturday. But for now, let's get into our timeline session. So first we do our warm-ups. That's the other exciting thing is next time we'll be on to some new warm-ups, so that'll be fun. So let's start with our long tones, our Christmas tree, and since it's the last one, I'm going to do it up an octave just for fun and to get those high notes going good as well. Let me adjust my angle a little bit so you can see me a little bit better when I'm staying back also. Here we go. Great. And that is the long tones. Now we're on to technique. Let me just check what key I'm on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's what I thought. We're on F sharp major or G flat major. I always think F sharp. I actually don't like G flat at all, but they're the same. So that's what we're on. And again, I'm going to take a second to sort of think through this key before I just jump into it. Whenever doing scales, or really whenever you're doing anything, it's a good idea to sort of think about where you're going. This one does have a left pinky D sharp or E flat, so that's fun to get to do. Great, let's give it a try. Oh, and with a metronome, of course. One more time through that one to sort of get it all smooth and comfortable now. Still experimenting with the sound quality a little bit, but let's move on to the harmonic minor. And again, thinking through what those notes are going to be. So we still have our C flat or B natural, C flat. Okay, there's the raised seventh. Okay, let's try it. I'm going to try that just from the beginning again. Again, the harmonic minor I'm the least familiar with, so it's good to get familiar with the notes, and then I can think about the quality of everything. actually I find when I focus on the quality of things, the notes actually go better as well. When I'm not so worried about where the notes are, they kind of find themselves. And now I'll go on to the melodic minor because I only have a little bit of time left. That's another thing I'm not used to is that left pinky E flat. Actually, I'm going to do the whole melodic minor again. I think I have time. And that's that. Not bad, actually. I want to add the important caveat that the times that I put are recommendations. You certainly can go longer. You don't have to go longer. I'm pushing myself a little bit, I think, to get through, especially on this one, the major and the 2 minor scales that I'm doing. 2 minor versions that I'm doing. It's totally fine if in the 7 minutes of the technique that I suggest you only do the major, or even you only do the major going up, and then the next day you do the major going down. We're not in a rush with these things. The quality is so much more important than the quantity of notes that you play. So this is what I'm able to do and still think about the quality. Again, if you can only make it even halfway up the major scale in 7 minutes, that's okay. It's also okay to add a little bit of extra time if you want to expand your warm-up a little bit. If you're practicing for a little bit longer, that's totally fine. This is meant to be like quick, digestible, powerful. The time doesn't matter as much as the quality, and the quantity doesn't matter as much as the quality. So make sure that you're getting the quality that you want out of this and feel like you have enough space to think about the things. You also don't have to push yourself on the keys. I'm pushing myself all the way around. And if you are a little bit more advanced, you can push yourself by doing more keys and doing all of them in the 7 minutes. But if that's not manageable for you, we want to do less but better is always a good way to go. Great. Now on to articulation. Let me demonstrate a little bit of the less but better on this, because I think that can apply here. So first I'm going to go slower, and maybe I'm not even going to do the whole range all the time, and I'm going to hone in on some small specific things and really get the quality of my articulation going. Still with a metronome though. Less does not mean without the metronome. attention to the start after a breath, that's really important too. That felt really good. Just to demonstrate, that's one way of practicing, sort of less but better, doing it really easy, really getting the quality. Now I want to demonstrate the other extreme, which is pushing yourself. So I'm going to try to go really fast. I'm going to go up to 132, do the whole exercise, and then I'll talk about it. So that's the other extreme where you push yourself, and it's good to push yourself sometimes. I like to spend 95% of your time in the quality, less but better, and maybe 5% of your time pushing yourself, which is about what I demonstrated there, I think, which worked out well. I guarantee you'll do better by going really slow and taking your time. And in fact, 132 and 16th notes is a good bit out of sight of my comfort zone. Like 120 and 16th notes is like comfy, but at the edge of comfortable. So 132 is a good notch above that. And I don't think I would have been able to do that anywhere close to as successfully if I hadn't done the quality just before then and really felt good about how my tongue was moving, how my sound quality was going, and all that stuff. So it's really important to do that less but better. And it's also really good to push yourself a little bit and grow that way. So that puts us on to the session, and I am going to swab out really quick while I go through the focus for today's session. Like I mentioned in the description and earlier in the video, this is the last of the sort of warm-up or mastering the fundamentals section of the book for this timeline. There's many more exercises in the book that we didn't do, but this is the last one for this timeline before we get on to the music part. Every timeline goes through some of the fundamentals, or like the information about the fundamentals, some, or in this case, a lot of the actual mastering fundamentals section, and then some or a lot of the actual musical examples. Cool. So for today's focus, we're doing the articulation patterns on page 45 and 46. And here's the purpose that I wrote. This exercise puts it all together. You must play with a great sound throughout most of the instrument's range, while moving your fingers precisely and having great control of your tongue motion and articulation. Getting real high quality playing on all of these patterns will help you to be able to play just about any music well. For an extra challenge, try applying these articulation patterns to the chromatic scale on page 41. Right, so let me pull up page 45 here. And let's do these. And again, of course, as always, with the metronome. And these are in 16th notes, so I'm not going to go crazy fast. I might speed it up a little bit. And again, if you do this multiple days, you can speed it up too. Can't quite hear the metronome. Let me turn it up a little bit. Hopefully that's not too obnoxious for all you listening. Oh, and this first pattern is slur 2, tongue 2. That's probably worth noting. Really going for good sound quality on this. Now tongue 2, slur 2. And just really quickly before I do this, since I see there's a few people watching right now, first of all, if you have any questions, leave any questions that you have. And I also just want to plug one more time. I'll probably do it again later, but I want to plug my free training that's happening this Saturday. It's called Fixing Your Clarinet Problems, and I'm going over some of the most common clarinet problems I've seen in my students, student after student, over the years of teaching, and I think it's going to be really powerful. I just finished practicing running through that presentation, and it's going to be a good one. So go to quickstartclarinet.com/solutions to register for that. Okay, on to tongue 2, slur 2. Now the next one I call slurred to the beat. So the first one is slurred into, the middle 2 16th notes are tongued, and then the fourth one slurs to the next one. But again, the next one's the opposite of that, so it's tonguing to the beat and slurring in the middle. I changed and didn't say I was changing. This next one's slur 3, tongue 1. One thing that I noticed just now doing that, I sort of ta ha 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 as huffing a little bit on the tongued one, so I'm going to try not to do that and just let the tongue do the work. The air and embouchure stays steady. Not bad. Next one is tongue 1, slur 3. I'm going to try doing it a little bit more staccato to see if I can get more clarity on the tongue notes. Now I'm going to try super staccato just for the fun of it. And notice how those are very, very short notes, but they still have a deep da da deep da da deep da da. It's not da 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 da, but deep da deep da. It still has forward motion. It's very short notes, but they're fitting in the context of the music without getting bogged down. Now for the really fun one, this is slur 3, slur 3, slur 3, so it creates a little hemiola and doesn't line up with the groupings of 4 at all. And just for fun, because it's sort of, I just thought of this just now, different multiple groupings, like different kinds of hemiolas, so maybe 5s or 7s would be interesting. And I'm going to do this where it's still groups of 3, but it's slur 3, tongue 3, slur 3, tongue 3. Let's see if I can do that. That might be challenging. Yeah, it has a fun groove to it. that's fun. I'm going to try the extra bonus of doing some of these patterns on the chromatic scale now. The chromatic scale on page 41 is organized in triplets. So I think I'm going to try slur 2, tongue 2 and see how it lands. I think this pattern, this like range works as 16th notes too and still lands on a beat. We'll find out. Yeah, it doesn't quite land on a beat, but that's okay. It still works as 16 notes. I'm going to do slur 2, tongue 2 again because my articulation on the high notes was not great. And actually, I'm going to just start on those high notes. That's a perfect example of doing less but better, really going for the quality on it. Now I'm going to try putting it in context. Now let's try a weird one. Let's try slurring to the beat. Not bad. Let's try a 3-note grouping since this works a little bit better on triplets. It lands on the beats. Let's do slur 2, tongue 1. I can really feel on the tongue notes that I'm putting a little bit too much, like changing a little bit too much and not just letting it be relaxed and natural. I'm going to try that one last time. The time's basically up, but I'm going to try it again to not do that. And maybe I'll flip it around. Tongue 1, slur 2. Yeah, that felt good. And I did it a little bit slower or more staccato as well to make sure that even when I was doing a little more shaping with the tongue, it still worked out to be nice and smooth. Let me turn the metronome off. Great. So that was today's timeline session. One last plug. If you are available this Saturday, June 25th at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, then be sure to come to my Fixing Your Clarinet Problems free training. It's going to be over Zoom. So if you want to get the Zoom details and everything, then register for that at quickstartclarinet.com/solutions. Again, that's QuickStart, like QuickStart Clarinet, the channel.com/solutions. like the solutions to all of your problems. It's going to be a fantastic training. It's about 45 minutes to an hour of a presentation sort of covering the most common problems that have come up for my students time and time again, or student after student. I've usually been able to fix them in my students, but there's still some things that even I work on out of those problems because they're just such common, ubiquitous problems across all clarinet players. There may even be some problems you didn't realize you're making. And more importantly, I'm going to be giving you the solutions to those problems and giving you some exercises to try to improve those. So go to quickstartclarinet.com/solutions to register for that. Even if you're not available this Saturday, June 25th, or you're seeing this video after Saturday, June 25th, 2022, that's the year, then still go to that link. Their replay will be there. If you register, even if you aren't able to make it live, you'll be the first to access the replay as well. So check that out. I'm really excited. It's going to be an awesome presentation. I'm also really excited for the next live timeline session, which isn't going to be next week. Next Monday is my birthday. So I'm going to take a day off there, but I will be back the week after that. So I'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll be on to some of the music sections, which I think is going to be really exciting. I'm going to fill out my reflection for today with some of this articulation stuff, and I will see you all on the next live timeline session.